Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today, you guys have seen the title, we are going to talk about something very interesting. I struggled for ages to come up with the best idea for the title. Even at the time of recording, I'm still not entirely sure what it's going to be, but I know roughly what it's going to be. So the video is about BROLY, but a BROLY that you have probably never seen, or at least a movie that you have never seen. So some of you might have seen pictures of this before, some of you might remember the trailer. So we are going to be talking about in this video God BROLY, because we kind of know at this point it's 99% confirmed. I guess I did a video about the leak, but thanks to the information from iSeriously, it seems very, very likely that the Saiyan Day unit is going to be BROLY. So that got me thinking about BROLY. The discussion has already been had on the timeline and in other people's videos and stuff as to whether it's going to be Z BROLY or Dragon Ball Super BROLY. Most people leaning towards Z. And then, of course, whether it's going to be movie 8 or movie 10. Most people leaning towards movie 8 because he is the one of the two that has the least representation in the movie. But in the game. But that got me thinking about the other BROLYs, right? Because like we've talked about recently how Super Saiyan 3 BROLY, even with his EZA, is very underrepresented. Like he's not very good with his EZA. And like I said on the podcast before, like they could have made him really good because he's the only Super Saiyan 3 BROLY in the game, like the only summonable one. It's a uniquely named BROLY. BROLY's really popular. Super Saiyan 3 is really popular. Like it would have been cool for him to be really powerful, especially because he's not on a lot of teams. So it got me thinking about other BROLYs that aren't in the game. Obviously, the last Heroes thing brought us Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. We've now seen from the Heroes promotional anime that there's also a like full power limits broken Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. There's also the full power and like the dark mask Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff that Heroes has touched on that is BROLY related, although most of it is Super Saiyan 4 related. And then that reminded me of this bad boy right here. So, I mean, you can see this. This is a picture from the movie of God BROLY. He turns up in this movie. So I did open the tab here. You guys might have seen the poster before. So it's a Dragon Ball Z 4D movie. So basically what this is this was only ever on at Universal Studios in Japan. And it's like a attraction. If you've ever been to the Universal Studios in America, I know a lot of my audience are in America. I went there on holiday with my family as a younger kid. I think I was like 13 or something like that. And I went on one of these things. I think it was for Terminator. But it's like a 3D movie where you wear 3D glasses. But then there's also like the seats move. It blows like air at you, like moisture. And at the one I went to, there was even like actors running around so that you'd actually like sense and feel someone like run past you, which was kind of cool. So this came out only in Japan, and it basically I'm not going to go through like a full synopsis of the movie, but essentially it's at like a world tournament. Everybody's fighting. The audience is kind of in this ship that's floating around, and that's where you're like watching it from. And then the tournament gets interrupted by BROLY, who appears before Goku and Vegeta in his god form, which is from this like picture here. Like you can kind of just about see Vegeta and Goku either side. We'll look at some of the other pictures a bit further in. And so they both fight him. They both fight him in Super Saiyan Blue, and he just completely beats them down. And then Goku, unfortunately, there's not a lot of very good story synopsis for this movie, because the biggest problem with it only being available at this theme park in Japan, essentially, is that if you didn't go see it at the Universal Studios, you won't have seen it. And no one's really posted like in-depth plot synopsises or anything like that. So basically Goku uses the Dragon Balls, makes some kind of wish. I'm assuming the wish is to make this work, because we know that's not normally how it works. And then he fuses with the audience to become this character that's on the poster here. This isn't Gogeta, obviously. You can kind of tell, but he still has black eyes and black eyebrows. But this is Goku fused with the audience, who then defeats BROLY at the end of the movie. So in the movie, and even on the wiki page entry itself for God BROLY, there is no explanation as to what this form actually is, or how BROLY actually got it, like what it does or anything like that. But we know from the movie that it is at the sort of God power level, because he fights Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta at the same time. Now obviously in Dragon Ball Super BROLY does that as well without needing any sort of like God power, but this came out quite a bit before that. So But it's very interesting. So he's got a very interesting design. He's got a resemblance to Legendary Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3 put together. He has really long hair, but he still has his eyebrows. And then he has 3 prominent front bangs, the longer 2 curving down either side of his face. So you can see here he's got like the 2 long ones, and then there's like a sort of one here. I think the design is really cool. I've always liked Super Saiyan. You can probably guess, for those of you now that I've started using my webcam more often for my videos, I'm kind of a fan of long hair and characters with long hair. So I do think the design is cool. He looks a little bit less like massive and bulky than like the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, although in this artwork he just does kind of look like one of the legendary Super Saiyan Brolys that we have in the game, but just with more hair. And so yeah, we scroll down here, there's a bunch of images. So he did also appear in Dragon Ball Heroes as a non-playable character. He was a boss in 2 special challenge missions. And then it says he took extra damage from Kamehameha super attacks, obviously because the fusion like God Goku from the end beats him with the Kamehameha. So this is what he looks like in Dragon Ball Heroes. Obviously Dragon Ball Heroes, not the most crazy when it comes to graphics, but I mean you can see here he just kind of very much looks like Super Saiyan 3, but with like a longer fringe, and he still has his eyebrows. But I think he's pretty cool. And then we come down here to the images, so we can have a little bit of a better look at some pictures of him. This is another promotional artwork from the movie. And when looking up this wiki entry to prepare for this video, I found this image here, which you guys might look familiar. Shout out to our boy DBA over on Twitter for doing a colouring of this art for me for the thumbnail. I've put his link in the description. This is actually a sketch of God Broly drawn by Toyotaro. So yeah, Toriyama's like pupil, who now draws the Dragon Ball Super manga, actually drew a picture of God Broly. And like as soon as I saw this picture, like it just made me like this form even more, because this picture is so cool. So that's why I had to get someone to color it and use it for the thumbnail. I think it looks awesome. If we scroll through some of the images, this is like a close-up of his face. And then yeah, there's just some like in detail shots from the movie. This is where he like appears and like breaks into the tournament, stills of him running. But like the thing is, there's not even really many clips online, because the problem is with it being like a 4D movie, it's not like movies now where someone could sneak in a camera and record it, and then you could watch some terrible quality cam rip on the internet, because you have to wear 3D glasses to watch it. So if you just record it with a camera, the picture is all weird and blurry and like odd colors. So outside of trailers, I've never even really seen clips of like bits in the movie. So basically the point of this video is to go over the Broly. So if we have a look at the Brolys that we've got, obviously most of the forms are fairly well represented, apart from Super Saiyan 3. I guess at least there's 2. There's only 1 Super Saiyan 4. But there's no Brolys who are on Realm of Gods. Now, Realm of Gods, I was having a discussion with some of my friends the other day, so consists of characters with the power of gods. Now, obviously, the wiki description is not, like, official from Akatsuki or the people that make the game or anything like that, but it is a little bit confusing, because if you look at most of the category, it's made up of characters who either use God Ki or are godly beings themselves. But the one major exception that stands out from that is Jiren, because in the anime it's never specifically stated that he uses God Ki, only that he is more powerful than his God of Destruction, which is obviously Belmod. So in a way, you could almost argue that he shouldn't be on the category. But when it comes to God Broly, aside from the fact that we don't really know what the form is or where it came from, you would have to assume that he would be on Realm of Gods. And if we have a look down the right side here, obviously Extreme Realm of Gods is not anywhere near as well represented as the Super side. But then, of course, Broly being a Saiyan, just like Broly units that exist in the game now, it would be very easy to fit him into a Realm of Gods team that is mostly made up of Super types who are all Saiyans. Because when it comes to Realm of Gods, like some of the best units, outside of running like a rotation of Beerus alongside a Whis, for example, pretty much all of your best rotations are all Saiyans, or at least fusions of Saiyans. So because of that, units who are not Saiyans, it's a little bit harder to fit them into the team because of links and everything. So a unit like God Broly, if he came to the game, would have that sort of Saiyan link set, right? It if they go all the way and he's going to be on Realm of Gods, I would assume he would probably get links like Godly Power and things like that, but he would have Super Saiyan, he would probably have either Prepared for Battle or Over in a Flash, or both. So he would fit super well onto the team. So I thought it'd be interesting to make this video just because I really wanted to talk about this character, just because, like I said, he's I'd almost forgotten he existed until I was thinking a lot more about Broly in general just because of this celebration. So I'd be really interested to know if you guys have any of you actually seen the movie, because I would be surprised if anyone watching this video has even seen it. Some of you might not even know it exists. You might have seen the trailer once and forgotten, and this video has reminded you, or you might have never seen it at all. So let me know what you guys think down below of God Broly. The other interesting thing I think, just to mention as like a final sort of side point, is if he was to come to the game, sometimes they're a bit weird on what they consider to be movies, because there is kind of a distinction between movies and TV specials, which is why none of the original Bardoks, outside of the Dragon Ball Super Bardoks, are on Movie Heroes. And I don't think Hirudegarn is on Movie Bosses, because the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans thing doesn't count as a movie. So if this counts as if they count this as a movie, he would be on Movie Bosses. But if they don't count it as a movie, he would be on Crossover, because obviously not every single movie boss in the game is also automatically on Crossover, so they don't count the movies as a crossover. But this guy comes from a movie that is also like a weird gimmick type thing from an amusement park, essentially, and he has been in Heroes. So let me know what you think. Would he be on Movie Bosses, or would he just be on Crossover? Obviously, he would be a lot better if he was on Movie Bosses. But yeah, it's just something I thought would be interesting to talk about. I don't in any way think that we're going to get this Broly for Saiyan Day, although I would be pretty hyped, as long as he's a good unit. I think the design is cool. So let me know what you think of God Broly down below. And if we can find somebody out there who's actually seen the movie, I would love to get some comments about, like, you know, the general story synopsis, what happens, what kind of, like, attacks Broly does. Because that's the other thing, like, his super attack animations, I assume they would take them from the movie and just do what Dokkan does now and have insanely high production quality animations. But we wouldn't be able to, like, watch them and go, oh yeah, that's exactly like the bit from the movie, because most people have never seen it. And of course it's animated in the typical Dokkan anime style rather than the sort of weird CG. Because I know a lot of people, when the trailer first dropped, I did see people saying they weren't huge fans of, like, the art style, which is fair enough, I guess. Again, looking back at this picture, it is a little bit on the weird side. In a way, it almost has that sort of weird, like, Jump Force vibes. But anyway, yeah. So let me know what you think about God Broly. Do you think it would be cool to see him in the game? I don't, like, you know, it's just like Heroes. I don't think there's any reason, like, any form of characters that exist across any media, I think it would be awesome to have them in Dokkan at some point. So let me know what you guys think about God Broly. And if we can find someone who's seen the movie out there, that would be awesome. So let me know what you guys think. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for my Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.